Viewers, what we are learning now, breaking news that's coming in, this is probe hinting at US role in the Iran school strike. That remains to be still a question, but the probe is now pointing toward US role in the Iran school strike. This is the Manab school that we're speaking of. 160 students, girl students, who had in fact whose lives had been claimed in that very strike on the very first day when one of the airstrikes had hit this very school out of nowhere while the school activities were underway. US investigation now points to likely US responsibility in Iran's school strike. Sources have come out to say this is very crucial because remember, United States initially had come out to deny any role in this particular strike. They had said that this very school, the bombing that had taken place, the strike that had taken place on the Manab school, US was not responsible behind it. But now with investigation continuing into this very strike that had claimed as many as 160 civilian lives, and it's not just civilian lives that we're speaking of, innocent children, 160 girl students who were in fact in the school on a brand new day, going about their usual school activities and business, and then suddenly out of nowhere there is a bomb that came and struck them. That is the cost, that's the real cost of a war that in fact is seen in war theaters, in regions that are in fact marred with such conflicts. And now with the United States play, and Iran since day one had come out to pin the blame on the United States, and that is exactly when, after which this particular school had been struck, and that's something the Iranian envoy to India had also mentioned yesterday while he was speaking to the media here when asked about whether negotiations was at all possible right now. This is the example he had quoted. This is the very incident he had quoted, that Iran lost 160 of their girl students in the strike and that Iran will avenge each one of them. On your screens right now is the collective graveyard that's been made for these very kids, for those kids who lost their lives in this very strike. Heartbreaking visuals, viewers, that had come in only yesterday to showcase the extent of tragedy that in fact conflict-struck regions face and go through. And this is the real face of war, which we are in fact exposed to, which we are in fact forced to look at while discussing geopolitics, while discussing all of what exactly will happen next, what has happened so far, while analyzing all those details. At the end of the day, a region marked with conflict, this is what the face of it looks like. This is what exactly happens. The future generations of that very particular region being completely in fear and at this point of time completely in a state where they do not know whether they will get to see tomorrow. And that is what we are bringing to you here. There is more breaking news coming in at this point of time as we speak. Let's quickly take a look as to what more are we learning. Viewers, before we move to the breaking news, this is also news that's coming in, wherein Geeta Mohan is joining me to in fact throw some more light on this particular investigation that is continuing. Geeta, a very good morning to you. I want you to throw some more details on the very investigation that's currently underway on this very incident, which is pointing towards US's role in this very strike. But at the same time, I also want you to comment a little on, the irony of the current situation. While we could see there were women in Iran who were in fact celebrating the fact that they have been freed of a regime that was very, very oppressive upon them, here is an image which shows 160 girl students who had to be buried because of these very strikes. That's the irony of the very situation that we're speaking of here.
No, that's right. It is a very unfortunate, it was one of the most unfortunate incidents, and no responsibility taken. But now the investigations that were carried out and are being carried out have clearly shown that the bombing and the attack that took place is likely U.S. responsibility. So the United States of America will have to take responsibility of scores of young primary children, girls, now buried in Manab, and the fact that the administration has said nothing about it, The fact that they said that they're looking into it, now certainly they've looked into it, and there is a lot of answering to do of the Trump administration when it comes to having hit a school instead of the targets that they were wanted to hit. And this certainly are moments in a war that turn people around. To have your children be killed at the hands of foreign forces is something that no country accepts. So you do see a lot of, and post that we're seeing a lot of carpet bombing of Tehran, and a lot of innocent civilians are becoming collateral damage. So you need people to even affect change. And over here, you're doing this and you're turning people against you.
Absolutely, Geeta, do stay with us. And yes, viewers, this is the very precision strikes that the United States and Israel together had claimed that they had targeted specific targets and centers in Iran, and no civilian targets were hit. But this very school, if indeed it's proven that the US strikes is what in fact hit this very school, then that presents a very different narrative to people. A very unfortunate news, as Geeta in fact was mentioning.